Hi, we're back again, and our first guest today is Keaton Baker, and he is a photographer. Good morning, Keaton.
Morning.
So glad to have you in here.
I'm super glad to be here.
Okay. So. I want to, first of all, before we get into the photography, I was so interested in your name, Keaton. That's such an interesting name.
I was named after Alex P. Keaton in Family Ties.
Oh,
so
no
my parents
kidding.
loved the show, and so thus I was named Keaton.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, I love it. It's unique. You either remember it or you don't.
I would remember it.
Sets me apart.
Yes, it goes. Now, for a photography class, I want to have you tell the people what you do in photography that makes you special.
I think what I do in photography that makes me special is, that's a really hard question to answer because I think I do landscape photography, and so my portraiture kind of emulates the landscape portion of my photography. And growing up, I love the outdoors, and so that's what I try and capture, and I try and capture it as natural as I can. Aside from my photos of the Milky Way galaxy and the stars, I try and keep it as natural as I can. And I don't think that's as popular as it is anymore. I feel like it's more of a style that's not necessarily dying, but it just is becoming less and less popular.
It just has to, it has to become more popular because that's a wonderful, to try to make it natural, adding things and just do it for itself, you know. That's exciting. And did you bring some stuff in today to show us?
I do. I do have some stuff up on the screen. There's some photos that I have. It's the Milky Way galaxy Oak Dome in Yosemite, shot from Glacier Point. That one is Cook's Meadow in Yosemite, and I just love taking photos of the stars, and it's one of my favorite.
You like the skies a lot,
yes,
huh? That's what my husband, he's a painter, and he loves to do the skies. The skies are just wonderful.
The skies are my favorite, and it's just, there's something peaceful about being outside, and some of these are shot at like 3 or 4 in the morning. It's just, there's something peaceful being out there at 3 or 4 in the morning, and just watching stars move, because some of the locations I go, you can see it. You can see Milky Way across the sky. You just have to time it right and be in the right spots.
So you have to be sort of an outdoorsman too,
right? Yeah. So like I said, growing up, I loved the outdoors, and my dad and my uncle, my whole family, my grandpa, we all go hiking in Ansel Adams Wilderness, which he's one of my favorite photographers.
Oh, wow.
He has a wilderness area named after him, it used to be part of Yosemite, but they later removed it to make it wilderness and named it after him because he frequented the area. And so I've been going there for ever since I was 4.
Oh my gosh.
My dad would take me back there, and it's this week or this weekend where I can just fart around in the woods and just have a bunch of fun and do a bunch of awesome stuff, like throw trees down hills and break stuff. I can't do it in the city. Nobody cares if you break a tree, but people care if you break a window. So.
Oh, don't you hurt trees though, because I love trees.
Yeah, well, only the dead ones. Only the dead ones.
The dead ones. That's fine. You
like rolling them down
go
hills
for
and
it.
Watch them just tumble. The best.
Yeah, because to take a picture of a tumble down tree should be very interesting.
It would be interesting, but usually I don't want to have my camera around doing dumb stuff like that. No, I love taking my camera, and usually I'm shooting at either sunrise or sunset, and then during the day I'm fishing because I gotta catch my dinner. So
oh my gosh.
So it's super fun, and it's just a time to kick back with just family and just the guys, my family, and sit around the campfire and mess around and make a bunch of jokes and just have fun and be a guy for a while.
That is so neat because so many people are mixed up. They don't know what's good and what isn't good, and you've had a bringing in now it really you know who you are and whatever what your talent is too.
Yeah, so photography, I love doing photography. It's my #1 hobby right now, and it's I would say it's become more than a hobby as of late because most hobbies you don't
make money off of, or you don't pick up
True.
gigs. And,
Very true.
I drive to Yosemite all the time and go take photos, and I love it even more when I get to take pictures of people in Yosemite.
Wow,
So that's one of my favorite things to do, is do some portraiture up there, do some portraiture in like the woods, everything like that. Is just, I love the outdoors, and I love taking.
Well, I'm not too outdoorsy, but I would sure like to have you do a photograph. I don't have one good photograph of myself since I became old.
Yeah, I'd love to do it. I'd love to do it. So,
Okay, so you do portraiture too.
yeah,
That's
so a little
wonderful.
bit of portraiture. I work with natural light. I haven't really artificial light in myself. We haven't gotten along too well. So, but natural light is definitely my favorite thing to work with because it's already there. I don't need to add anything. I'm not really manipulating anything,
Right.
but working with what is already there.
That's fantastic.
That's what I like to do.
That's fantastic. What kind of camera do you use?
So I use I have 2 cameras, and then I have a drone. I think one of my drone photos is
have a
in there as
drone.
well. Yeah, so that one's my favorite. But my 2 DSLR cameras, I have a Sony A7R2, and then I have a Canon 6D.
Wow, sounds like good ones.
Yeah. So I've kind of had some time to build up my collection, and then had some time to practice on them, and then I got a drone. I'm trying to think, August of last year, and then I immediately, like within the week, I took it backpacking, and one of the photos I took got put on ABC 30s. It's on their news channel like every night for one of their commercials. It's
Oh
really
my
cool.
gosh!
So that's my one claim to fame.
Well,
So-
it's wonderful. I took photography class once and going for an AA, and all I had was one of those little point and shoot, and everybody else had all these
Yeah.
fancy cameras, and I come out with an A because he said it was the you have to composition is what counts.
Yep.
So I know that you've got a wonderful
Yeah.
bunch of composition out there.
Yeah, there's so much you can do with composition, and if you have a great camera and you don't have composition, it's kind of a waste. You have to nail down. It's like disciplines. You have to nail down the disciplines of composing the photo to kind of line it up, and the one rule that I use is the rule of thirds. So everything's positioned on one of the thirds, and if you look at my photos, almost every single one is lined up on with the rule of thirds. I think it's theory. I don't know if it's like a rule per se, but photography theory says you're more inclined to like an image if something is positioned on one of the thirds. And so most of my images
Fantastic.
are shot that way.
Wow!
So it's
I
one
never even
simple
thought
little
of that.
thing, but it kind of dictates all of my photography, and it helps me shoot everything because it's really simple to do.
Okay, now what do you do with these fantastic photography pieces?
So I do portrait gigs, obviously. So I love to shoot portrait. I love to shoot portraiture in the woods. So I can be hired there, or with my landscape photos, I do sell them on my website. So if you head over to KeatonBakerPhotography.com, you're able to purchase prints or purchase a canvas. Or
Okay, say that nice and slow so they can write it down.
we got it right on the ticker over there.
Oh, okay, it's right there.
KeatonBakerPhotography.com. If you want to print, head there, and I'd love to send you one of my photos. Be awesome, and it gets ordered right off there, and it gets shipped right to your house, and I don't have to do anything because that's the wonders of the interwebs.
So that, I had a question for you, and it went right out of my mind. It had something to do with, if people want to have you take pictures of you or in some nice outside. Could you do
So
that?
if you want to hire me as for some portraiture, you can also check out on my website. I have a hire tab, or you can email me at info@KeatonBakerPhotography.com.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I'm so glad you came in
Me
today.
too.
And listen, we are here to promote you, so please come back and bring some more pictures
absolutely.
or anything new that you have. Well, I'd like to see some of your portraits.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And don't leave before I'll give you a card so you
All right.
and we'll get together if I can afford you. I know.
Perfect.
Okay, honey.
I would love to do it.
Thank you so much for coming in. Do come back, okay?
I will.
All right, honey.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back.